let's talk about the network configuration files. So where you will find the network configuration files, you will find the configuration files of the network /etc and sysconfig, and another is a etc/sysconfig and network scripts. So here is a two files. Another tool is a auth tool. Auth tool also used to manage the network interface card driver and the network configurations. You will get the information like the transmitting the packet, receiving the packet, error, misused, all this information you will get by using the auth tool. So this tool generally used to enabling the some features like speed, duplexing, beacon, LAN, all these information you will get. So what you will need to run? Here the auth tool. So auth tool here, and use the --help command to display all the available options. So you can see, oh wow, there is a lots of the options are available. You can use the one by one option. Okay, so let's on the lots of the options are available. Okay, so you can use the multiple options. So, and you can enable and disable the speed and duplexing and beacon. So I am going to use the auth tool and --s option and give the information of the ATS0. So it will display the information of the ATS0. So you can see there is a lots of the information. Receive the packet, transmitted the packet, receive in a bytes, receive transmitted in a byte, broadcast messages, broadcast addresses, and multicast addresses, the send the packets. These are the number of the packets for the multicast. Another is information does not exist. So if you want to change the information of this, so you can use. Later on we will discuss on that. Right now just understand about the auth tool. Okay, so there is some options. Show the driver information, show the self-test information, and change the some settings, speed, duplex and mode, and -f use for the flash, means removing or the write the flash in an image. Okay, so as I have told you already to using the S and use the -i option for the more information about the driver. Driver is this E1000 version, firmware version, expansion ROM version, and all these information is there. Okay, if you want to get the information, so you can use the T option, not permitted. So I am going to put on the sudo here, and it will give the information and password, I think the wrong. So -t option used for the testing, execute the testing itself. So everything is offline. Okay, so all these information can be used with the auth tool. We will discuss later on. Now the question is how to provide the IP address to the computer. One method is a static method, another is a dynamic method. In a static method, we have already discussed how to provide the static IP address by using the different methods. So address by default administrator address never change, means when the address is assigned by the network administrator, so it will be remain the single until it will not be changed again. So it is never change. Another is there is a risk of the errors, because if you don't know the appropriate IP address, you have provided the same IP address to the two devices, so there will be problem. You can provide the servers and network devices IP address, and it is increased the administrative workload, because when you are providing the IP address to all hundreds computers and thousands computer, so it will increase the workload of the administrative. And another is dynamic method. Inside the dynamic method, you will have to configure the DHCP server, and DHCP server will automatically provide the IP addresses. So these addresses may be the change on the based of the DHCP server, but there is a no chance of the errors. And of course, it is going to be remove the workload of the administrator. So how you can find out this information? The information about the DHCP will get the etc DHCP DHC client, this containing the DHCP client configuration. And also the command is ds client, which is used to get the IP address settings. So here I am going to run the ifconfig command. It will display the IP address 192.6, and so I am going to run DHC client command. So operation not permitted, no problem, put the sudo here and then run the ifconfig command again, and ifconfig ets0 down, put it sudo in the starting of the file, and do it up. So I am going to use the sudo dhc client and -r release the current. Now get the IP address. So it is DHC client. So you can see this IP address is getting from the DHCP server. So this is the information, or these are the command DHC client, which is used for the removing the IP address, current IP address, and asking for the new IP address. All these information, all these things happened under the DHC client IP address. And if you talk about the configuration file, so you will find the configuration file inside the etc and DHCP and DHC client here and .configuration file. So you will get the information here. So what information you will get here? You will get the information like get the host name, a request for the subnet mask, broadcast address, time offset, router, and all these information will be requested. And also if you want to lease time, if you want to define the lease time, so you can remove this one and you can define the lease time. And if you sometime the reserve IP address done by this DHCP server, so you can use this MAC address or the DHC client identifier. Timeout 60-second, retry 60-second, reboot the 10 times, select the timeout. All these information you can means all this configuration you can change it. Okay. So if you want to give the host name, subnet mask, broadcast IP address, and all these information, if you want to fix IP address, so you can change it, and it will be the fixed IP address provided by the DHCP server. So already you know guys how the DHCP server works. So DHCP server, actually when we are running the DHC client command here on this command DHC client, so what it will do, it will first send the DHCP discover, means it will discover the DHCP server running in the network. So who is the DHCP server? It will discover the first. When the request reach to the DHCP server, then DHCP server will tell, yes, I am the DHCP server, I am offering you this IP address and this subnet mask and this gateway and this default gateway and the DNS. All details are there. I want to offer this detail. So it will say, yes, I like this detail, please provide the same details to me. So it will send the acknowledgement, yes, this IP address, this subnet mask, this default gateway, this DNS I have reserved for you, or I am going to make the entry in my pool. Okay, this IP address has been provided to this client. Okay. Later on when the time will be finished, because DHC DHCP offer the IP address for a specific time. So once the time will be finished, so the DHCP client need to a renewal. Ki I want to renew the IP address. So in this case, DHCP server can provide the same IP address or it will provide the different IP address. It is depend. Okay. So this is the basic process of the DHCP client.